لقاه وقلت له لك يستلم.
خير.
الحمد لله.
كويس.
عايشك حمدي فضلك.
عايش اخويا.
Personally, I enjoy a good history lesson, especially when that lesson gives depth to the current situation. Abdel Salem is a curio shop owner in the white and blue village of Sidibou Said. And as such, he's been a part of Tunisia's tourism industry since 1998. Over the past 25 years, he has seen good seasons and he's seen bad seasons. I had tea with him one morning before he opened up his shop and got his perspective on the progress of tourism here in Tunisia, the growth of English, and what the future of this country will look like.
Multiply Tunisia's goal is to capture the entrepreneurial spirit of Tunisia by highlighting the influencers in its startup, social innovation, and artistic communities. We're also interested in tracking the growing impact of English on these sectors and the effects that this will have on Tunisia culture.
Tell us your name.
Abdel Salem. Abdel Salem bin Saad.
Abdel Salem.
Abdel Salem.
And the people on the street, what do they call you?
Abdel Salem. Some of them they call me Sluma, which is like an abbreviation of my name to make it shorter. But Abdel Salem is a very common name in Tunisia.
And how long have you worked or been here in Sidibou Said?
And Sidibou Said just started 1998. It was in the end of that year. And I was studying that time, but I wanted just like to spend the winter and studying at the same time. So, and from that time, I'm still here.
And so did you purchase this shop that you have? Did you rent this shop? How is your position here?
For the moment, so I have like association with the shop owner, and we have a deal between both of us. That's mean she's the walls owner and the ware is mine. So and finally, so everyone has his part of the benefits. We have a according about the benefit between us.
And so since you've been here since, you said 1989?
1998.
1998.
98. So I started not that shop because I started in shop just close to the coffee shop here, Cafe de Nat, and I was just as a seller. Because to have a job in this place, you need just to know some languages, and after learning the trading how it works here, because it's completely different from everywhere. So the stuff that you find in shops is more for visitors. I mean, tourists come and want to keep some souvenirs, that you need some explanation for them, and after there's no fixed price, there's kind of bargaining, and this is very common in the country. But there is always, you have to find a way of communication. Better you speak the languages, better you do better sales with them.
So you mentioned that you need to have different languages to do this work because you rely on tourism. What is naturally Tunisia is a French country. What languages do you know or at least can barter and work in?
In Tunisia, people speak Arabic. I mean Tunisian, which is different from the classic language that I study in school. French is a second spoken language. And third is English. So the most important thing, I think, in this domain, so you have to speak the English language because it's very important. And if we come back to the case I have just spoke below, so that, I mean, when you speak English, even if you don't speak Greece, you don't speak Roman, if you don't speak German, maybe you find the situation, you will find a better situation. And the Russian too, above all, when they are so many in the summer, they come. We know some words, we know the numbers, how to, there is like a technique of communication just to do your sale. Otherwise, I can't long eat meals with them and good discussion because it needs a lot of study.
What do you see as the biggest change that has happened since 1998 to the present time?
Yeah, so many events happened because I remember 1998, it was among the best time of the tourism, and even the people who came before me, they told me that was better even after, before. I mean, it was in the best time of the 80s, the 90s. At that time, I was so young, never tried to be here. And when I started, I remember it was good time, good work, people happy, came everywhere, and even the financial capacity of the people was so much better, because I remember before the new hard currency, the euro, came to the Europe, people used it to have their own hard currency. I remember it was the Dutch, the Italian liras, and people spent right and left, they don't care. Even their living was so much better. First problem, I think, I remember we had the 2001, the 11th September attacks. And I think this was the first change of the situation. I mean, people started having a kind of fear when they come to some Arabic countries. And I remember even that day, 2011, it was in the afternoon, we was watching the events. Tomorrow were 2 cruise lines. And I remember it was so few people that they came. That means most of them stayed in the cruise. They were afraid to come here. They don't know what's happened. After, by the time the situation went back and people started to forget the events, and this situation was so good until 2009. But no big problem as that moment, because we were talking about the fall of the Wall Street, and people started to talk about the world situation, the financial world situation. But we still had good job at that time. 2010, it was something very particular to Tunisia. It was the revolution that started in the end of 2010, and 2011 was among the worst season to Tunisia. So people thought that it's just 1 year and it's over. 2009 was good. 2012 was good. 2013, good as well. And the cruises came back, the Spanish, the American, the MSC, the Costa, and all of them came back to Tunisia, and people are happy. 2014, it was the last. 2015, it was a good season beginning. I remember exactly, it was March. The first 2 arrivals of the 2 ships, Costa and MSC, full of people. Most of the traders were happy, good business, people everywhere. So we did good half-day work, and I think at midday we started hearing the news that somebody shot people in the Bardo Museum. And after we heard that like 22 people were killed. And this was the chaos to Tunisia until 2022. 2016, 17, 18 was empty. I can remember even summers there's no people here. It's only in the evening when some locals came out just for a walk, but there's no business at all. So many shops closed, even the full season. 2019, people supposed it to be the last years of chaos. But 2020 was Corona. The COVID stopped everything, but this is everywhere. So we suppose that to 2020, the season came back. But we were waiting until the COVID gets over. 2022, I think last year, a lot of people came back, and we remarked there is a better enhancing of the tourism movement. And now 2023, it's still better. So the cruises program, which is very important to the city, came back. It's not as usual, but I think it's good restart for the village.
How do you see the increase? Have you seen the increase of the use of English amongst Tunisians? amongst people who are coming to Tunisia? Do you find that to be increasing?
So sometimes yes, sometimes no, because when I meet people, some of them tell me that I'm very happy to find some people who speaks English. So I said, no, look, the Tunisian, above all the Tunisian now, they are more motivated to the English more than the French. Maybe it's not the same case if these people move and go to some places by their own. It's not the same trip they do. If you go to Tunis, I mean, if you choose or book in Hammamet on Sousse, after you pay for your excursion, always you are in the tourism circuit. Mm-hmm. That's mean everywhere you go, you find people who can help you, indications, and people are ready for that. But maybe it's not the same case for people want to do their trip by their own. They do the real trip. They have their bags with them, and every day they plan something to go to the coast, to go to the north, and there is not tourist circuit. That's mean maybe they need something and they want to ask somebody. They don't want to find any replying or any explanation for what they need, because people are not ready for that purpose. So that's why maybe they remark that more people are French spoken than English. Otherwise, so I remark that the teenager, even now in their behavior, and they are more interested in the English more than French. But I think by the time, and I heard, I'm not sure that the government is still trying to change the education. That means will be more oriented to the English more than French. And it's not their fault, because from 2000, after the independence, so we are a French colonized. That means something follow us, our administration, our school. The French settled here and they fixed this base. I think from the beginning of the 19th century. It's not so easy to take it off. So I think maybe in 10 years, if they reform the schools and change the education, I think most of the Tunisian will be English speaker as a second language, more the French one. And this is very important, I think, because if you do French, so maybe if you can use it, you go to France, or even if you have a job in French administration or in French companies, but French is spoken in minority countries in the world. But if you are English speaker, most of the science and most of the items or your research you want to do, it's English. That's mean I think it's more important than speaking other languages.
And so then you feel that there's a hope then for your children and for the generations coming, that they would be more engaged with English, or maybe Tunisia will be known better by the English-speaking world?
I hope so, but it's it's an initiative that the government have to take. If they will do that change, I'm sure I'll be very glad for that. Even for me, I'm trying to do my best for my kids to learn them English. French they study, it's good as a language, it's not bad, but more they study languages better for their own sake. But I prefer that learn or give more importance to the English than the French, because I think they will use it in their life, and the language helps them so much as any language other.
Multiply Tunisia is brought to you by 11 Talents. At 11 Talents, we consult, design, and multiply. Find out more by following us on our Facebook page, our Instagram feed, or by visiting our website at 11talents.com. At 11 Talents, we start with you.
Yes, I thank you so much for this conversation, and I hope that we got another opportunity to talk for a better future, and we remember our conversation and we say, no, South Tunisia is taking the good way to make the next generation living in a good life and have a better future.
صح اخويا عايشك
يعطيك الصحة.
عايشك